We got some new digs, man. We're here on the leather couches.
This is comfort.
Yeah, I was literally just commenting to John, our producer, that I could easily see myself taking a nap in here. Oh. He said that the morning show tries to hijack in here to take naps.
Give me 3 minutes and I'll fall asleep.
There's the air conditioning in here. It's great.
Bro, can I tell you that if sleeping was an Olympic sport, you're looking at Michael Phelps.
You? Yeah, well, you're able to fall asleep.
I could lie down on this floor, and this could be a fully functioning room, shoot whatever segments you need to shoot, and I'll zonk.
Yeah, dude.
Easily.
No doubt.
I don't know what it is. It's a gift. Honestly, to God, it's a gift.
We didn't have the 10 last night. What did you, we had the Spurs. Harrison Barnes wins it in Golden State.
At the buzzer.
At the horn.
We're beating one of the better teams in the West last night.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs, and it doesn't really impact our draft standing at all.
So this debate just happened in the newsroom, and there's actually a couple of people in the newsroom saying, Spurs, if they had a shot, don't get Cooper Flagg. We don't need him.
Well, I don't think we are going to have a shot, but that is a pretty ridiculous thing to say.
That's exactly what I said.
The sports guy wasn't in the newsroom for that conversation. So.
I represented well then because I said you're insane.
If you want to talk about that stuff, you know where I sit.
That kid's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
But yeah, last night I'm getting ready. I'm going to be officiating another wedding.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is a great young couple. A very close friend of my middle daughter is getting married in October, and she wants me to officiate.
You've got is it like a hotline you call and you're available? You're looking for gigs?
Yeah.
Bookings?
I mean, I really will.
Loved by Bill?
That's another
Loved
podcast.
by Taylor?
That's another podcast.
That's another one. Cinemax, 11 p.m. Did you see that Luka Doncic game last night, return to Dallas?
No, that was your most important game, wasn't it? You mentioned that was the one to watch.
Did you see what he finished with?
What did he do?
He had 45 points. He had 31 at the half. Yeah.
How was he received?
Oh, everybody. People were chanting to relieve the general manager of his duties.
But I love what they did. You mentioned something about shirts in the stands.
Yeah, it was kind of odd because so they put shirts in the stands in Doncic's native language saying thank you for everything on the shirts. But the team is obviously doing that. But it's the same team that traded him away 2 months unceremoniously. And Doncic was in tears as they were playing the tribute video before the game. He did not want to leave. Everyone's like, dude, this guy did not want to leave.
I heard the inside track is this casino ownership group wants to build a casino and stadium in Dallas. Of course, Texas, no gambling. So this was the kind of shot back at Dallas. We're going to trade your favorite.
Because people have been chanting, Nico Harrison, the Mavericks GM, people have been chanting "Fired Nico" all over town. Like, I don't know if you saw the clip, but there was a clip where they were chanting "Fire Nico" at medieval times in Dallas. Like, they're filming it. It just, like, popped up randomly. Right. And imagine the people at medieval times are all, like, on their horses, like, "Fire Nico."
Who's Nico?
People are like, whoa, that's some medieval stuff.
Yeah, it is. That's hardcore.
Yeah, that's what they did in those days.
Nursing homes at this point. I mean, honestly. Well, speaking of basketball, bro, usually we're doing a reigning threes means a third guest. I would consider our third guest today the Final Four.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? I mean,
hot
our
off the
city,
press.
we are really proud of San Antonio. We really did the NCAA right. I've heard nothing but glowing reviews. They love this city.
Yeah, and the fact that it's so walkable as well too. Yeah. Because I live in the Southtown downtown area. You didn't see me for like a week. I was moving on foot between my live shots. I mean,
dude, you were so gassed the other night at 10 o'clock. I was afraid you couldn't.
Dude, I'll be honest.
Gonna drive you home.
I'm gassed right now. Today is the day that I'm probably feeling. The
dogs
the most.
are barking.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
How many steps did you even count?
No, but a lot. I'm happy to do it too because I'd love to, maneuver. It's kind of old school,
I like
some real Lewis and Clark type stuff out there.
And when we go, you could walk to your HEB. That's a great little HEB down there. But okay, you did walk around and fill out a bracket. In fact, I've got it right here. Look at this bad boy.
There it is, the People's Bracket.
The People's Bracket.
Yep. Fast Signs putting it together for me.
Yes. I love this thing. Yeah. Look at the size of it.
It's massive. I carried this thing around probably in total over a mile.
And it was windy. Yeah, the day you were doing it, I mean, you almost went sailing.
It was almost a traffic hazard. I had to use my full force to corral this thing on the street
Right.
corner, like on Alamo and
Bro,
Commerce.
what if you caused like a 10-car pileup?
It
Could you have
was a bit of a
serious.
concern
That would have
for
been
a
some
little
bad
bit.
PR.
Yeah. But yeah, we just went up to random folks in the street. And
So anybody, is
game
that
by
right?
game?
I mean, you
Anybody.
didn't ask basketball. In fact, didn't you run into one couple from out of the country?
Yeah, there was a couple from Scotland that picked Purdue to beat Houston. Yeah,
Purdue.
Purdue.
That was it. Purdue.
He had no idea what he's got no idea
What's
what.
you had to
bracket?
explain
Yeah.
NCAA and
Yeah.
the tournament. He didn't get any of that.
We're not from here.
Where are you guys from?
Scotland.
You guys are from Scotland?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do you guys know what the NCAA tournament is?
No. I
No.
don't.
I remember he said too that he's like, yeah, well, Purdue. He goes, I'm like, who's gonna win, Purdue or Houston? And he goes, oh, let's go Purdue. It looks like
Purdue, I think Purdue.
We got Purdue?
Yep, I'm going for Purdue.
Any reason why?
I don't know.
But based on the bracket, he goes, well, they beat Houston, and we've got friends in Houston, so they must be pretty good. And I'm like, I don't think he knew that the games hadn't happened yet. This is a hypothetical, sir. Yeah, but I appreciate you making picks.
Right, and really investing that moment with you. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that.
He's got no idea that he was on TV in San
Dude,
Antonio.
I'm still wearing red. I'll say in mourning of those Houston Cougars.
You were pulling for the Cougs?
I had them to win. My bracket had Houston winning the entire thing. I was that close.
Yeah.
And even at halftime, even with 10 minutes left, with 5 minutes left, I was like, I'm good. I got it.
I mean, that's a team that all season long, they were known for just executing the little things, right?
Yeah.
And that if there's a team that's not gonna blow a lead late in a game, it's probably gonna be Houston because of how fundamentally sound they are. No field goals in the final 2 minutes, turned it over 4 times.
It was bouncing off his kneecap. It was the one time where they had plenty of time and they were trying to take a shot. They still had like 15 seconds on the shot clock. I'm like, what are they doing? Just milk the clock, slow down. They had a lead. And it just evaporated.
Tough
and
for
Florida. They won more than one game like that, right? I mean, isn't that what happened with the Tech game too? Essentially,
They trailed in the second half to UConn, Texas Tech, and to Auburn.
Wow,
They were down by 8 to Auburn at halftime. But I mean, they've got the best closer in college basketball. That dude, Walter Clayton Jr. Their
that
guard.
kid's good.
People compare him a
Little
lot to like Steph Curry,
Yeah, I
Dame
see
Lillard.
that.
Yeah, closing time.
And I'll tell you, I will
closing
honor
time. It's
that,
Clayton
man.
time for the Gators.
I like how Clayton. The first move he made was he went to that young man from Houston that didn't get the shot off and couldn't touch the ball because it would have been a double dribble.
Yep.
That's immediately where he went to console him. I thought, bro, that was a class.
It's a class act, yeah.
love
I mean,
seeing
it's
that.
not what Emmanuel Sharp wants to really hear in that moment, from the guy who, hey, nice, you played your best.
That's a moment Mr. Sharp's not going to forget.
Yeah, I mean, and those, I'll tell you what, though, man.
Poor kid.
I mean, those Gators, they're probably still fishing gators out of the Riverwalk in San Antonio.
We just found another sophomore. You got to get back to class, young man.
Those Gators were hitting it hard after the game.
The third time in college basketball history, the Florida Gators are your national champions.
Dude, what time did you wrap things up at the Arneson? You were down there.
Well, because I followed the team around the river all the way around, just kind of getting video, and I put together a package for our morning show, just sort of recapping the events. Dude, I didn't get to bed until probably 4 o'clock, and I was out there on the river. I probably left the river, and I walked too. I was hoofing it, but I didn't get out of there until like 3:15, and they were still going.
Bro, give me a glimpse of what life would have been like for Nate Ryan had he been in Gainesville as a college student. You got a taste of that.
I've said this before. I went to a small Division III liberal arts college, DePauw University.
I went to a small private school in New York, Division
I was
III
a, I was a shaggy-haired
University.
tennis player.
I went to a 1A powerhouse like that.
I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
I would not
I would not be alive.
Because we're from the same neighborhood, bro.
Big schools like that.
And a big school like that would have consumed me.
Yep. Gators.
I would have
been lost in the swamp.
Because there's a party every 10 minutes at
Yep.
school that size.
And just just the atmosphere with just kind of, you got so many bars. Like where I went to college, small town, I lived in a fraternity house. I lived in a fraternity house for 3 years.
3? Wow.
85 guys in one house. It was like a very much like an Animal House kind of situation.
Really?
And I really do say, like, the guys that I went to college with, my fraternity house, like, it was just like a self-governing body. It was not a very clean place to live, but it was, the most fun of your life, And
It's a very clean place.
but those guys honestly were kind of like
PA
my.
would've shut it down.
Those guys honestly were kind of like my audience, like for
Really?
3 years. Yeah,
You were
because
performing
I was,
already.
performing, but I was, I was just always looking to bro out and to hang, and there always was somebody down. It could have been 4 a.m, 4 p.m. Somebody in that house is always up doing something.
Absolutely.
We had a little basketball court out back, so people would be out there hanging, mini hoops, but like people would be playing like 4-on-4 and like with big lights. And
How many of these fraternity brothers you talk to today?
oh, all of them.
All of them for real?
Not all of them, but like. I saw 2 over the weekend that just happened to be in San Antonio. They knew I lived
Final
here.
Four.
Yeah,
Awesome.
They know I live here, so
Yeah.
they hit me up. They're like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing?" And I saw 2 of them. Some of them, the closest ones I was with, are still, some of my best friends to this day. A couple of them got married last summer. A couple of us are going to Nashville for a bachelor party. In a
Now,
couple
there
weeks.
was someone else pretty special in your life that came in town for the Final Four.
That's
Who
right.
was that?
That would be my mother, Joanne Ryan, made the trip in. That's right.
Take a look here. We got to have a picture of Joanne
Yeah.
right now. This is fantastic. And you said you didn't even see her that much, did you?
No, well, because she knew the Final Four was going to be here in San Antonio, and a couple months ago, she's like, Nate, she is a big college basketball fan, college basketball fanatic, and she loves the NCAA tournament and filling out her bracket. She kind of relatively knows what's going on. She studies all the teams.
Bro, you showed the
Yeah.
notes she's made.
She
and
listens.
it's
She
incredible.
thinks like Clark Kellogg and Charles Barkley, and she thinks those are like her friends. So she'd be like, "Well, Clark told me to pick this team, so Clark, I'm going with this team." Clark, Florida. Clark
Nate,
likes
you know what
Florida.
Charles said
High
about that,
Point,
don't you?
Yeah,
High Point
She literally talks
and
about them like
Drake.
they're her friends. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So she came in. She goes, Nate, I'm coming in town. I just need a place to crash. I'm like, I'm gonna be super busy. She goes, I don't care. I don't want to hang out with you. Like,
Just couch
she
surfing.
still works. She had like travel convention friends here, and she was at Lionel Richie on Friday night at the Aztec Theater.
Yes.
Like I finished up work and I'm exhausted and I'm live Saturday night.
so
I'm
awesome.
live Saturday morning, but I'm like, I couldn't go to bed because I had to wait for my mom to
How cool
be
is
done
your
at
mom when
Lionel
she
Richie.
says, I just need a place to crash?
She's 61 years old. Yeah. I mean, I owe her that
That's
much,
so awesome.
I guess, right?
That's so awesome.
I kind of crashed with her for 21 years. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah, there were probably a
Time
couple
for a little
nights I
payback.
kept her up a little late, I'm sure, but
I
that's a
was going
song
to
for
ask
another
you
time.
too, bro. You also recently, in your goings about, were able to call a little bingo lately.
Yeah,
I like-
yesterday.
This was awesome.
And this is something you've done before. I was over at the Blessed Angels Senior
Blessed
Center.
Angels. It's a scene, man. I did this about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It's a packed house.
It's one of the most cutthroat atmospheres in South Texas. I'm telling you though, I mean, there's 2 massive rooms over there, and it's for bingo. It's all for seniors. Marion Thomas, who runs things over there, she was honored actually by the NCAA halftime of the
she
championship game. Yeah, because the NCAA gives out their Legends and Legacy Community Awards, and they pick 5 individuals in the San Antonio community, whatever host city they're in, and who really make a difference. And I mean, she's somebody who obviously makes a difference.
God
I mean,
bless her. Absolutely.
her center was the only one I think that was open all throughout COVID. I mean, she gives these seniors something to do. I mean, they can shop there. She helps the homeless. I mean,
That's tremendous.
she's a godsend, man.
It's all about relationships in life, always. And these senior centers make such a difference because they have somebody to look forward to seeing. They hang out together. They have purpose in their day. And that is one of the most valuable things you can do for people.
Yeah, and it was great being over. Like the reception I got in there. I mean, it was.
Yeah, bro, you ran the line.
My ego is just like through the roof when I walked in there because they have like signs. We love you, Nate Ryan. I'm going through. It was like I was making an entry. I was like one of the '97 Chicago Bulls going in there. It was. But also too. I mean, they don't mess around in there. Like you better.
It's serious bingo.
Like people are getting angry if you don't call their numbers.
if
It's
you
just
say
like,
B8, you better be right. Yeah,
ma'am, there is nothing I can do about these numbers. Like,
I'm reading the ball.
yeah,
that's all.
Read it right here. I really close.
And
but
how
read it.
often is it a monthly at Blessed
I don't
Angel?
know.
I wonder how often they play because, like you said, it's phenomenal. There's not an empty seat.
No,
it's
no.
packed.
Yeah,
And there's great prizes. They have raffles.
raffles. Yeah, there was a situation with a potential counterfeit raffle ticket scheme.
Wait a
that
minute, wait a
mhm.
minute.
I stayed out of it, but
We're gonna call Andrew Morris,
Mrs.
a
yeah.
room away.
Mhm,
We
yeah.
can call Ken
but
right now.
fortunately, there were some officials from HQ that were in there, and they sniffed it out quick and shut it down.
Sniffed
Yeah.
it out quick.
Yeah.
Is that Raffle HQ?
There was a woman who came up
awesome.
and she was angry. She goes, I have the same raffle ticket as somebody else. Like, this is something, this cannot stand. And she was like, so we both are getting shorted here on a raffle ticket. But then somebody was like, something sounds up with that. I don't know if, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get
Yeah,
back.
you just stay
I'm just gonna
quiet
get
in
back
those
to the
moments.
bingo.
You
Yeah.
just stay quiet.
Mhm.
And
I'm like,
what
well,
was really cool was the
moving
young
on.
man that helped out. You were telling me last night
Hilarious.
you recognized, but you couldn't place it at first.
Yeah, so one of the guys who works for Blessed Angels, he was like my bingo consigliere. You know, he was my assistant out there telling me, he was handing me the balls. And I'm like, this dude looks so familiar. I was like kind of eyeballing him. I'm like, he probably thought I was like, dude, what is this guy's deal? Because I was like, I'm like, where do I know this guy from? Did I like meet him around town or something? I'm a mutual friend. And then he tells me, he's like, actually, man, like I'm a big Spurs fan. Like I was actually on your TV station a couple years ago. And I was like, I know it. He was on NBA Draft Lottery Night, May 17th, 2023. The ping pong balls, ironically, bingo.
Ironically enough,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Bounced
right.
the Spurs way,
I didn't
and
even think that.
he was at the
I didn't even
Rue.
think
He
about
was at the Rue pub where they were giving away free drinks if the Spurs won the lottery. And that, you want to talk about scenes? I mean, we've got our cameras were there. It was pandemonium because the Spurs won the #1 pick and the rights to select Victor Wembanyama.
We hadn't
but
had
he had
that kind of excitement since we got
he had-
Tim Duncan.
no.
I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, he had like a viral moment, like looking like right after we won, like screaming into the camera, like. And then his brother,
dude, this is so awesome.
brother-
He's like, this is the greatest day in
Like,
San Antonio history.
his brother Spicoli over there, like.
This is the best day in San Antonio history. Go Spurs, go!
This is the greatest day. And he was there too. He was with a camera. I'm like, dude, there he is. The Bash Brothers over there at Blessed Angels.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
What's going on with you, man? So what's kicking your because our
here's
temps
the
are pretty
coolest
high.
thing. We're trying, and I'm waiting on word as I speak. In fact, let me see if he's hit me back. I had lunch today, bro, with the youngest astronaut to have ever walked on the moon,
Yeah.
Charles Duke. So he's 89 years old. He lived in New Braunfels. His family still lives there. It's his son and their family, and so he's in town. And so I'm hoping while he's here before flying back.
To
his
the
home
to
in
the moon?
South Carolina, to the moon. He stayed.
Flying back.
That's
To space or to
right.
domestic?
And I would love to get him here on Raining Threes. I am praying that he's got it in his schedule before he leaves because we don't know when he'll be back to visit. So I
Yeah.
want to get him while he's here, and we're going to try to work
I think
that
it's
out.
going to be a long, long time.
But
you know?
nice.
I'm going to drop some Rocket Man
I
references.
like that.
Yeah.
I love Rocket Man.
That's a great
funny.
song.
I actually heard that song today.
It's a jam.
yeah, it is.
It's a jam.
Because I'm driving.
Is that a karaoke? You're a karaoke. You do Piano Man.
Piano Man's one of my
Oh
favorites.
yeah, that's right. You.
Because
remember I was-
I embellish it a little bit.
You
Sing
do.
us a song, you're the weatherman.
Yep, mhm.
Come on,
Meanwhile, I'm in the corner of the empty bar, like, yeah, Bill,
get it, Bill.
nice job, dog.
Way to go. Nice job, dog.
Yeah, I did a little karaoke actually a couple weeks ago. I was horrible. I
What'd you
butchered
do?
it.
What song?
I didn't have any voice either. I was 3 a.m. Matchbox 20.
All right, a good one.
That's
yes.
my go-to.
That's a
is
good one.
my go-to that I will do if I have to do some karaoke. Is I'll do a little Chesney, a little Kenny Chesney.
Little Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, I don't mind a little
I
Chesney.
didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Chesney.
Really?
A little, maybe
Little
a little
KC.
come over. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good.
That's awesome.
Sets the mood a little
See,
bit.
There's two kinds of karaoke's. There's ones that you want to sing and perform for everyone. Then there's ones that you want to get a good sing along.
Yes.
going. You know, that's why I love the Elton John songs are like a lot of fun. You know, like a Philadelphia Freedom. I did that one time on television.
Wow.
At Nyosa. It was Nyosa. It was Fiesta. Yeah, it was definitely Nyosa. And I did that Philadelphia Freedom, shine on me.
Yeah.
And everybody was singing along. I had
People
the
were
big
loving
crowd around me. It was really fun.
You were there was one, it was like our first month of working together that you were doing karaoke out. We were doing a fundraising event outside of an HEB, Stuff in the Bus.
Oh my
And you were
goodness.
people there was
That's
a
right.
speaker and
Yeah.
people are coming out of the grocery store and you're like going up to them, stopping them and singing karaoke with their cart. And I'm like,
that was
what-
like your first Kansas
I'm like,
experience.
where am I? Where am I working?
And
here?
this is a Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. People
mind
are
you.
coming out of the HEB, and there's like a bunch of people like fired up, like from Ken's Five,
was like 15 of
people,
us.
yeah, and like
Every anchor, reporters were there.
there was a shot of you going into somebody's cart, and they had like a big gallon of like cranberry
I'm not
juice,
proud of this.
and and they're like, you go into grab the cart and are like
chugging
it in front of them, like as there's music, but like also shaking your lower half of your body. And these people are just like, what do
Did
you
I really do
put
that?
that back? Yeah. Oh man, it was epic.
Because I blacked out for a couple minutes.
And I was like,
I don't remember doing that.
like, and again, we were, this was early in
so
our
fun, though.
relationship. So I was like,
It was.
I'm like,
So
dude,
this is Ken's.
I'm like, this is the weather, man. Like, I'm sitting next to this
And
dude.
yeah, and you see people, the look on some people's
People are
faces.
just
And you
like,
knew to
I
stay
just-
away from. Like, I'm just.
I
Gonna
just
want to
get some
man.
groceries and go home.
I want to go to the house.
Yeah,
I just need a
leave
couple
my
things.
products alone.
What is this?
Yeah, it was funny stuff, man. But
That was a party.
now the weather's kicking up again, man. We got some straight up heat coming at us.
Yeah, so 90s running strong for a little while. We desperately need some rain. I think
We
we're
just
gonna get
had
into
rain.
some
It was
slight
raining for the
chances,
Final
but
Four.
We're just not going to have it. Yeah, that Friday, but
Yeah.
we didn't get much out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was out west, which was good for the aquifer, but we're still in exceptional drought.
I need these 100-degree. I love
You-
the heat.
you like this.
Oh,
You're
man,
a
I'm an
runner
armadillo
and-
out there.
yeah.
Last night after the 6,
Yeah.
because usually we're in the studio and we don't really get out till after
But we
the
were
10.
out because of the Spurs game.
I went for a great run last night. And with the sun coming down along the San Antonio River. And dude, actually, it was wild.
pretty.
This guy, I'm like some guy calls me and I'm like on the run, and I stop real quick. This guy just emerges from the bank of the San Antonio River, like by the Mission Trail, and he's got a massive fish, like a bass, essentially
Yeah.
in his hand. He goes, "Hey man, can you take a picture of me with this?" And I'm like, "I'm on the phone, but." Yes, after I hang up, I'm gonna put it on the air today. I'm
Oh,
like,
are you
dude,
really?
fishing's a sport. I'm like, dude,
It's
yeah.
sports. That's awesome.
I mean, I go from the Final Four to, seniors bingo and dude catches
You're
fish.
covering
on
it
the
all.
river.
This
Yeah.
is an epic week for you.
Bit of a, Final Four is a little bit more fun than that stuff. So we're looking for content, but
I love it.
yeah,
I love
man.
it. All right, man. Hey, we're gonna wrap this up.
wrap it up.
This is Rain in Threes. Bill Taylor. He's Nate Ryan.
That I am.
We love you guys.
Threes.